Hey everyone, I hope you guys all good. Obviously appreciate all of you guys' support on my show earlier today, but obviously I'm back now. I'm going to be doing a little Q&A today. I'll answer some of your questions. I'll probably be on here for about 30 minutes, so obviously I'm happy to answer any questions you guys want to obviously send in today. So yeah, big up to all of you guys that will be watching my show. And yeah, I can't wait to get started and get chatting with all of you. I've got a question here, so let's start off with this one. Will Gokras start on Wednesday? Obviously, we have that game against Villarreal, which I'm interested to see who will start. Obviously, it would be nice to see him start. I don't think he will start. I would start him if I was Arteta. I'd go for it. I'd give him a chance. I'd give him like 45 minutes. I'd give him a good amount of time to get some minutes in the team. So I think if it was me, I would like to see him start. But obviously, I don't know what Arteta's going to do with that one. So it's an interesting situation. But yeah, I would like him to get some minutes. I think it would be good, especially if he's going to be starting on the first game of the season against United. I think he has to be starting in that game. So yeah, I would like to build up his minutes. I think that would be really important, but I don't know what Arteta's going to do. I'm not sure if he is going to get any minutes at all. So yeah, we're going to have to see what will happen with this one, but I'm interested to see what we are going to do. But yeah, like I said, Gokras needs to build up his minutes. He needs to get a bit of momentum and build that up. So yeah, like I said, I would like to see him get minutes, but we're going to have to see what will happen because I'm not too sure what Arteta is going to do. So yeah, we'll have to see for sure. But yeah, thank you for your question. I hope you'll see Gokras get some minutes in this game. Obviously, big up to the chat as well. Like I said, I'm happy to answer any questions. I thought I would just do one of these shows today because there hasn't been too much news about Arsenal, like updates and stuff. It's pretty much the same sort of stuff. So I thought I would come on here for a little bit today to answer any questions you guys have for me. So yeah, big up to all of you guys that are in the chat. Obviously, please do make sure you're liking and subscribing. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions you have for me today. Big up Clement, good to see you here. Hope you're well. I think Gokras will start first. Athletic, but Bilbao. I think I see him getting minutes first Villarreal on Wednesday. Yeah, I do agree. I do think he won't necessarily be a starter. I do think he'll get minutes. I think Arteta's trying to build up his game time because I know he didn't have a lot of minutes when he came from Sporting. So I think Arteta is trying to build up his minutes, but he's doing it quite slowly. So we're going to have to see how it will happen for us. But yeah, I do think that's what is pretty much happening at the moment. Big up JP Jackson. Fabio Vieira linked with move to suit Stuttgart. I'd love to swap him. Yeah, I would definitely. I would like to swap him. I think he needs to move on. I think that would be a good move for him. Big up JP Jackson. Yeah, I do think that we need to move him on. I think, like I've said many times, if it hasn't worked out, there is a reason for that, and he's just not made for the Premier League. And obviously, there's no hard feelings. We wish him well, but that's just a situation that hasn't, unfortunately, worked out in the way we wanted it to. So, yeah, like I said, I think if he can go to a team where he can get some regular football, I think that would be really good for him and his career. So, yeah, I'm interested to see if that is what will happen. But like I said, I wish him well. It just hasn't worked out, also, unfortunately. Stuttgart are interested in a parent deal for Vieira. Yeah, I would definitely like to see that happen, to be honest with you. I think it's probably for the best. I think with Vieira, I think that he is a good player. Like I said, he's not a terrible player. He hasn't been awful for us. It just hasn't worked out, unfortunately, and that's just how that's just life. It just happens. But I think that would be a good move for him. I think he needs to start playing some regular football, and obviously for us, we need to cash in on him. I don't know how much money we'd get for him. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I think for me, I don't think we'd get a big amount. I think we'd get quite a bit, but not like a crazy amount for him. I think 15, maybe 10 to 15. So yeah, we'll have to see how much we're going to get for Vieira. But as I said, it's going to be hard because he's not played much at Arsenal, and he's had a few injuries. His injury record isn't too bad, but it has been quite difficult for him. So we're going to have to see what will happen with that. Big up to chat, big up Clement. Tottenham are back in the race for Eze after the injury to Madison yesterday. Big up JP Jackson, who says there's very few quality sixers to replace Partey. The current squad feels like we're going into season weaker than previous. I know that you guys have this concern, and I do have this concern. I think our midfield is going to be a bit different, and I'm a little bit worried about how we are going to do with our midfield, because we could be a little bit light going into next season. I know we have Steve Mendy, and not saying he's been bad at all. He has been a good player, but we know last season it was different on midfield, so we're going to have to see how it goes with that. But yeah, I'm interested to see how we are going to get on. I hope he can. Hope Steve Mendy can do good. I hope Nogard, them both can step in and do a really good job. But yeah, we're gonna have to see. But yeah, I do agree. We could go next season a bit lighter, a bit weaker in the midfield. I think defensively, I think we're fine, especially in the goalkeeper situation. I have no worries about that. In the attack, I think obviously we're stronger in the striker situation, but on the wing, I still have my worries about that. So we'll have to see what we end up doing in the end. But yeah, we are a little bit weaker in some positions, I would say. The midfield, we're only going to know when the league starts, because we've seen in pre-season the midfield, it hasn't looked too bad, but when it comes to the league, it's completely different. So we're going to just see how we will get on. Meaning that Arsenal need to get a move on and sign Eze. We are slow. I just missed this one actually about Tottenham. Tottenham back in the race for Eze after the Maddison injury. Yeah, I did see Maddison's injury, so yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if Tottenham end up getting Eze. I'd be so disappointed, but I'm not surprised really if that did happen, because I think it would be a very us thing for it to happen. I mean, as a lot of us are saying, this is going quite slow for us with the Eze situation. It's taken a very long time, so I'm not going to be surprised if that's what happens. So yeah, that is obviously not a surprise to hear that at all. But I hope that won't be the case, because I really want us to make sure we get Eze through the door. We know we need Eze. We know how much of a change he would be to this team. So let's just see what happens. Big up JP Jackson, who says thoughts on Eze. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I hope we get it done. I'm not too sure, guys, if we are going to get it done, but I can only hope and pray. But I do like Eze. You guys know I do like him. I think would be a great player for us, a great signing. And yeah, we're going to just have to get this one through the door for me. So hopefully, I hope he can come. I don't know if he will, though. As I said, other clubs are interested in him. The money, I know we've seen to be putting a bid in, but have we actually, I mean, I believe Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, all these sources, but I think we're just going to have to wait and see what happens on that one, because I'm not completely sure about this one getting done just yet. So we're going to have to see if he is going to come to Arsenal. Hopefully he will, and hopefully he'll get through the door. But like I said, we're going to have to see if this one happens. I don't feel any way about him. Well, that's fair enough. I personally really like him. I think he would improve this team, but the only worry that I have is that I don't think he'd play over Odegaard, so I do wonder about his game time. I want him to keep improving as a player. I just worry that if he comes to Arsenal, he won't get that game time that he wants. But ultimately, he's probably going to help us win the league. So, yeah, and obviously Odegaard's under a lot of expectation. He's got to have a good season as well. So, I do like him, but obviously if it doesn't work out with Eze, it'd be a shame. But yeah, we have to make sure. I mean, Eze's not the only player we need left winger as well. We need a lot of other players through the door. It's like crazy how many players we need to come to Arsenal. So yeah, we do have to have a really big window for me to be excited. We need to have Eze in a left winger for me, but we're going to have to see what will happen. Obviously, big up to the chat as well. If you've got any questions, do send them through here. Please do make sure, guys, you're liking and subscribing as well. And I'm happy to answer any questions today that you guys have for me. And obviously, I did want to do a Q&A today. I hope you guys are all good today as well, and I'm happy to answer any questions. But yeah, big up to chat as well. Really appreciate all of you that are watching this. And like I said, I'm really happy to answer any questions you guys have for me. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy the video today, and I can't wait to chat with all of you. But do make sure you're obviously liking and subscribing as well. And send any questions, guys. I'll be happy to answer any of them. Like I said, I'll be on here for maybe 30-40 minutes there. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I'm happy to go through the chat. Big up Tara, good at TV. Always good to see you in the chat. I'm lovely to see you here. Hope you're good. Hope you're having a good day. Big up to Andy. If not Eze, get Leo. Yeah, I do want him. If we can't get Eze, it's just we've got to the 30th really to get anything done. So if we are going to get anything done, then it should happen sooner than later for me. So we're going to have to see how this will go for us. But yeah, I think we just need to get some bodies through the door in the attacking sense. I think with the attacking players, we need to make sure that we are always improving, because you look at our attack at the moment. I mean, let's be honest, we've not seen Madueke yet, so you can't really judge that signing at the moment. I want to see him before I judge him. I mean, from the signings, we've done quite good. Steven Mendy's been quite good. Norgard's been good to watch. Hold on, guys, give me a sec. Sorry about that, but yeah, I think we just need to see what our attack's going to be like in these upcoming games, and I hope that it works out well. But for me, I need an Eze through the door. I think the left wing is my biggest problem. I think I need something to be convinced that we're going to look different next season. I just think we've improved in so many other positions, but I think it's just the attack and front three that I think needs to be improved. I mean, Saka is great on the right. I think on the right there isn't any problems there. I just think it's the left where it's a bit of a weak link. It's predictable. So on the left, if we could bring in, whether that's Leo, Gordon, I don't know who you guys want. Obviously, I'm quite open to whoever we are going to bring in. So I hope we can just get some bodies through the door ASAP. I'd prefer Borjo. Saying I don't know him too much, but let me know. Yeah, let me know about that. But yeah, I think you know what, we just have to see what happens. But I think, I'm being honest, if it ended like this, I wouldn't be happy. We need another attacking player for me. I mean, I want to, but I think we're being realistic, that probably wouldn't happen. So yeah, whatever we can do, just get these bodies through the door, because we need to make sure we can have the best season we can possibly have. I mean, I don't know if Isak is going to Liverpool anymore. Again, we're not sure what's happening about that, but no matter what they're doing, we have to make sure we're doing the best things we can do. We have to make sure we're bringing the best players we can. So yeah, we've got to strengthen as well in everything, but we have obviously added a lot of players who have improved in a lot of areas, but we just need to make sure that we're doing better than last season. And yeah, and let me just read this. Clement, he's a 6 for Storgott, keeps the ball creative in the final third. I do think our midfield is going to be different next season, so I hope it works out for us. It might not work out though. It could backfire on us, we could struggle, but we're just going to have to hope that it doesn't backfire and that we do really well. Yeah, he would be a player we need probably. Yeah, he would be a good player to have in the team. Yeah, I know Kivior as well. Kivior is another one that might be going as well. So there's definitely a lot going on in this window so far. I know Jeremy Jacquet, who I did do a video on the other day, he could possibly come into Arsenal if we don't bring any other players in. So yeah, we're going to have a busy window. I think it's going to be very busy. So I think there's going to be a lot happening in this window. So yeah, I think it's definitely exciting to see what will happen. Big up Clement, who says, where do you see Arsenal in the Premier League this season? As of now, I have us third behind Liverpool and Man City. We haven't done enough for me in the window. Yeah, I do agree that we haven't done enough in the window. I'd probably say like close. I think I'd see us close to first, like maybe a second place at the moment. I know we have that striker. We've got the striker we've wanted, but I think ultimately we're still having the same problems we had last season. We still have we look very predictable on the left, and we still got the same players we had last season. So I do feel as though we still look the same in some ways. In the attack, I do think we've improved actually in a lot of areas. We've obviously got some players through the door that we all want. Gokres, we've wanted him. Zubimendi, we've wanted him, but I think I think I just need to see us make a few more signings for me to be convinced. I need more exciting signings for me. But like I said, it's not been a bad window at all. It's been a pretty good window. But I think for me, I need to see more exciting signings come through the door. So let's just hope, guys, that that's what we'll see. But yeah, I don't think we've done enough. I do agree with you. I think we need more. We need to see more signings come through the door. So yeah, hoping that we can see that. But yeah, I do think that that is really important. Thanks. I know you're responding to him as well. We need a midfielder that can break the lines in midfield. I do think as well at the same time, like, I know Gokres is going to do a certain amount, but you need players in midfield to be creative. You need him. You'll need help to be creative. You can't do the work on his own. So the midfield definitely needs to be creative for me. We need to make sure the midfield is definitely doing the best they can as well. So yeah, I just think that we'll have to see how it goes next season, of course, in the midfield. But I know we've got Norgard as well. He can step in if he needs to. He's obviously experienced as well. In the Premier League, he's got that experience. So I know this is a big moment for him to play for Arsenal. So I hope he does well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we are going to do midfield in the season. Big up Andy. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see all of you guys here. I hope you guys are good. Like I said, I'm happy to stay on here for a little bit to answer any questions you guys have for me. But obviously big up to the chat as well. I'm happy to answer anything about Arsenal, men, women's team, whatever you guys you want to ask me as well. But I'm really excited for the season ahead. I just think we need to make a few more signings come through the door, definitely. So hopefully, guys, we're going to see some new players come through. I might have a look as well on the news on Twitter as well. I know I did a video today about the third kit, so big up to guys who watched my show earlier today. I did enjoy chatting with you guys then as well. But yeah, like I said, if you've got any questions, do drop them through. I know this one was a bit last minute, but I just want to come on here to do a Q&A, as I do like to interact with you guys and have these sort of conversations with you guys. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys that are here and that's any questions in. But yeah, let me know obviously where you guys think we'll finish in the league. I know Clements just asked me. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult to win a league, especially if not improved on the left wing. I know Madueke might be playing on the left wing, but yeah, I do think for me we'll have to see how it goes for us in the season. But I'm hopeful. I do have optimism. I do think we can do it, but it's going to be different. Arsenal fans to finish second. Yeah, I can't argue that at the moment. I probably see that happening. I think that's probably going to be a strong possibility us finishing second, because obviously at the moment we haven't done everything that we need to do. So yeah, that's definitely something that could happen. I have question marks in the midfield and the left wing. Yeah, I completely agree with you though. I think the midfield's going to be interesting. We're either going to do well, we're going to struggle, we're going to have to see how we do get on there, but I'm hoping that we do really well. As for the women, the goal was Premier League. Yeah, I never thought we'd ever win the Champions League. Never did I ever think we would do that. So we've obviously done that. I'm really happy for the team and proud of them. It still doesn't feel real the women have won the Champions League. But yeah, I do think that the aim next season for the women's team has to be the league. We have to go for that. So yeah, I hope that we can do that. So fingers crossed the women's team can win the league next season. Let's just be positive and hope that we can do that. Big up the chat. Yeah, he does seem like a really good player, to be fair. He does seem very good. I'm just going to shut my door, guys, in my room 1 second. I just want to do that. So, send any questions you guys have for me. I'll be back in literally 1 minute. I'm just going to shut my door. But you guys, thank you so much for waiting, guys. I'm back. So let's go through the chat. Let's have a chat. Should the Arsenal run start two strikers? I mean, that's a good question. I think the women's team have got a big problem next season with Ajimang. Russo for me is a starter. I would start her. I feel like I wouldn't ever not start Russo. I think Russo is really good, and I just couldn't imagine not starting Russo. I think she's so underrated. She does a really good job. But at the same time, Ajimang is coming through the team and she deserves a chance as well. And I don't know what we're going to do. Are we going to loan her? Are we going to keep her? I don't know what we're going to do with Ajimang, but I don't think we'll start two strikers. But I think we've got Blackstonians as well. That's the other problem as well. So I don't know what we're going to do, but I would like to keep them in the team. Yeah, apologies about that. My ring light is a mess at the moment. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that, but um, it's difficult. The thing is, I think Ajimang offers you something different to Russo, and Russo is different to Ajimang. Russo for me is definitely a sort of a hold-up play striker. She definitely is does really good defensive work, and like I said, to link up play, a hold up play is good. With Ajimang, she's just going to get you those goals and she's going to be ruthless. So it's going to be incredibly tough. But yeah, I would keep her. But I also think we have Blackstenians here, so I don't know how this is going to work either. It's really difficult to decide as well what we're going to do. So yeah, I don't know what we should do about Ajimang, to be honest with you, because yes, she's a great player, but I also feel as though Russo for me is our starter. She has been our starter. She had an incredible season. Last season she probably the best season that she's had for us. So I think it's really difficult for her to kind of not she should be starting, she should be a part of this team. So yeah, I think for me, the manager has got a difficult decision to make. So yeah. Would you take Lookman or Leo at left wing in this team? Yeah, I would, absolutely. I think that we need to make some changes on the left. I think the left wing is I think it's a problem that we're having on the left. I think the left wing is I just think, as I've said, we look so predictable on the left. I like Lookman. I know we've been looking at him for a little while. I know we've had interest in him before in the past, but obviously at the moment, I don't know. That's the latest situation on that. I don't know if anything has changed. I don't know if Arsenal have any interest in him, but yeah, he's definitely someone that I would definitely like to have at Arsenal. I would really like to have him there. I think the left hand side. I'm not just talking about necessarily just goals. I mean, in general, we look predictable. You know what Martinelli's going to do. You know what Trossard's going to do at times. So we need to just look different. We need to create different things. And I just want the teams on the left want us to do different things. And I want, as a whole, something more exciting when you're watching Arsenal. So for me, it's a lot of work that needs to happen next season for us to really improve. So I'm hoping that that'll be the case. Big up to you guys. I'm really enjoying chatting with all of you guys. I just want to answer this one first. I'll come back to that. Does Arteta's philosophy translate over to the women's team, or is it separate? That's the thing. I don't actually know what if it's. Yeah, that is a good question. I don't really know. I'd probably say to you it's separate to the women's team. I do think it's probably separate. I've no doubt Arteta does stuff behind the scenes to help the women's team. I don't ever doubt that, or I don't ever doubt he'll send them video messages saying good luck for the games day, or what. Yeah, in the Champions League final, I've no doubt the team sent them good luck messages or stuff like that. But I do think because Arteta's, with the men's team, he has to be focused on that. So I do feel as though I don't think I think it's probably separate, but I can't tell you. I'm not too sure at the moment. But I know with the men and women's team, they do train together, so they are together quite a bit. So I don't really know, to be honest with you, but I know they're both supporting each other and they're both there. So I don't really know, but a good question, because I do wonder, like you're saying, how much do they have? How much are they together? How much like with the men's and women's team? I know it's a lot better now than when it was a few years ago. You definitely have more connections together, but I do wonder about that. About this, yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. I think because it's a different squad, I think it's completely different. But I'm surely both teams support each other anyway. What formation did I think it might be 4-3-3. I'm not great at formations and stuff like that though, but yeah, I think with the women's team, I think it's different. Like I'm sure Renee will send the men's team, good luck messages. I'm sure Renee and Arteta do meet up and have a coffee or something every so often because they are Arsenal. But I think when it comes to the club and things, I think certain things are different. So a good question because these things are quite fascinating. I don't know all of these things myself, but I do think some of these things are probably quite separate. So yeah, I think this one will probably be quite separate to be honest with you. Big up the Aussie Gunner, good to see you in the chat. Are women play more entertaining football than men has the dark arts? I think with the men's at times, I think they just play more kind of reserved, predictable football with the women's team. I think with Renee, to be honest with you, I love Renee. I think with her, what I will say about her is that I think she does let the players express themselves and enjoy themselves on the pitch. So she gives them their own freedom, which I really like about the team. So I think that's one thing you can say about Renee. She does let you express yourself because I remember before when Jonas was here, I didn't ever feel that way, but I feel that way now with Rennie. I think she lets them be themselves on the pitch. So yeah, I do love the women's team. Big up Andy. Yeah, definitely some players out to make one or two more signings at least because they need to beat the first man and feed the ball to Cockers. Absolutely agree with you there. What do you think about Noni and Saka playing in the same side, each alternating between the wings? The fullbacks could be totally lost trying to defend against them. Well, I mean, honestly, I do. For me, I don't. I'm still convinced he might be playing on the left. I don't think Arteta is going to bring him in the team for him to be on the bench. I just think he will be a starter in some aspect. So I think he will be in a part of the team. I just don't really know. Um, if he's going to be a starter. But say he plays on the right, I do think that will cause teams problems. I think it's really complicated, the situation, because that leaves Ranieri. Is Ranieri playing in the attacking midfield position? Is Ranieri on the right? It's all kind of confusing for me, but obviously if they were both playing on the right, it would be great because Saka needs a bit of rotation. But this is quite confusing. I am a bit confused about who's actually going to be playing where, because I think he is a right winger, but people think he'll play on the left, and Saka's not going to be benched. So yeah, it really is confusing for me to try to get my head around this. Big up the Aussie unit. Because I was going to say Aubameyang then Aubameyang, keep or loan. Do you know what? I would actually keep it. I would fit her in the team somewhere. Maybe she wouldn't be a starter, but I would. I mean, she should be a starter. She can be a starter, but I think it's a very difficult position now because you've got Russo, you've got Blackstone. For me as a bench player. She's someone that would come off the bench, but this is the problem that we have right now. It's going to be so hard to start some of these players. We've got so much competition, and obviously that's a great thing. I'm not complaining at all, but it's hard for some of these players to really get into this team. Like Beth Mead as well, she's more of a bench player now, so it's really difficult for some of these players to get in this team, get regular minutes. So yeah, it's a real tough one for sure. It's going to be really tough to see how some of these players are going to get in the team. But like I said, only time will tell, and we're going to have to see how this will go for some of these players. But yeah, I'm interested to see if she will be loaned out or if she will stay here. I do think she should stay here because I think she's a very special player. We've seen for England how good she is, and I think she's just offers you something different in the team that no one else has to offer. We've seen that for the Lionesses as well. So yeah, I think she's a very special player. I would keep her. I would fit her in the team. Big up to LJ. We need Agyemang for depth. We are going to play a lot of games. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of games. The cup games, the Champions League games, the league games. The Carabao Cup. So there's going to be a lot for me of games where she should be playing or she should get some time. So I would definitely fit her in the team. I think there's always room to fit her in the team. So I would definitely fit her in the team. What is the weakest player position of the women's Arsenal side? People think man. I don't think we have a massive weak link. I'd probably say midfield. Maybe midfield. I don't think the attack is fine. Defensively, I don't think we have any problems. People say Manham. I like Manham, but I'd probably say midfield possibly. I mean, the midfield I'd probably say to you guys is perhaps the weakness if I had to pick one, but that's why I think the women's team need to bring in a midfielder, though, to be fair. I believe he'd be great back up to Odegaard. I just want to go back up to the comments. I've missed a few here. Michelle has power something needs. Yeah, I think she would be great. I have a gem Arsenal should gamble on. Okay, I'm just gonna try and read your comments now. Yeah, I think for me, yeah, I think I don't know what we're gonna do about Michelle Adjumang. I mean, even before the Euros, obviously knew a lot about her anyway then, and I knew that she was doing really good at Brighton on loan, and yeah, she's been so good even before this tournament. I think people just realise now how good she is, but I knew she was good before then. But for me, I think we should just gamble and give her a chance. I think it's not a bad option to play two strikers. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it. I just don't think we would do it. I think as well there's going to be so many tough games, and you want Russo, you want Adjumang in the team, and I think Stina Maxtenius is a good player to come on off the bench because she will give you something different, and that's what we need in the team. So yeah, I do. Yeah, the Club World Cup as well. I forgot about that. That's another one. Yeah, I think we need to keep as many bodies in the team. We need to keep as many sort of players as we can in the team, so I would keep her. But obviously at the moment, I'm interested to see if we're going to move any players on from the women's team, or we're going to keep what we have at the moment. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. But with Michelle, I would definitely keep her, and find a place for her in the team, whether that's someone that comes off the bench, just someone that can. She'll eventually be on our starter one day. I'm pretty sure about that. Obviously, pick up the chat as well. Like I said, I'm doing a Q&A today. I'm going to answer any questions you guys have for me as well. Send in any questions you want. Obviously, the men and women's team, happy to chat about both of them. And yeah, like I said, guys, please obviously don't forget to like this video too and subscribe here as well. And send through questions you want me to answer. I'll probably be on here for about 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes. So yeah, feel free to send any questions. But big up the chat as well. Our women's midfield is a problem because we have many players who are similar in style in like the attack, which has players offering different qualities. Yeah, that's a great point because I think there was a game with the women's team where Cooney Cross and Pullover played, and they were just too alike, and it didn't really gel. So I think the women's team needs something different in that position. So for me, I do think that is something that needs to be worked on for us. We need different solutions in the midfield. I do agree with you there because if we've been honest, I don't know if you guys have seen, it's been on social media, but Leah Volti, I think she's just had an operation. So I don't know if I expect her to be straight in the team. I don't know what's happened with Leah Volti, is like her future. I'm not too sure. But with her, I'm not going to be surprised if she might not come back or she'll be out for a while. But we'll have to see what happens with her. I know Kim Little, her future, I don't know. I think Kim Little could stay for another season or two, but we are going to see what happens with her. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but I do agree the midfield is looking too alike at the moment, so we could do some changes. I do agree with you there. We definitely need a creative midfielder and ball carrier that will create chances for Gokres. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, Gokres cannot do this all on his own. He will need help from other players. So I do think it's important other players can step in and help out. And yeah, I think the midfield, like I said, we're gonna have to see how it goes. Like if it doesn't go great, then we will be in trouble. But I'm hoping that it will go good for us. And obviously, yeah, it'll help. We'll do good with Gokres. But the midfield's going to be interesting. I mean, I think Declan Rice does play a lot more forward, and I think he suits that position. But I think the other players that we have in the team, we need them to step up as well. So I'm interested to see how we will actually do next season in midfield. Can Olivia Smith play midfield? I don't think so. I think she plays on. I'll have a look though. I think she just plays on the wing and on maybe as a striker. I don't think she can play in the midfield. I know she is probably a versatile player, but I don't think she plays midfield. Tell me guys if you know. But I'm having a look now. I'm sure she can't because I think she's a forward, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her there. Let me have a look. Yeah, it just says she's a forward, so I'm not. I guess it's a no, but I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't. If she was in a different position, like I would not be surprised. The men's team bores me. I think it is. What it is last season we just played too predictable, and a few seasons ago we played with more freedom and with a bit more flow in the game. So I think we are seeing a bit of a difference this season with how we are playing. We are looking predictable, and I think that's the part of the game that we're missing from a few years ago. We enjoyed the football. We had more flow in the game. We were passing very quickly, and we weren't overthinking. The players that we had were enjoying themselves. Just seemed like that has gone a little bit last season. So I don't know. I just think we need to bring in new players in to make us look less predictable, more exciting. Players that have confidence, that are informed. That helps as well. So yeah, I do get your point. Big up Clement. I'm not sold on Madueke at left wing. I would take Lookman if it doesn't work out into Milan. He's direct going at defenders, pick up the ball in different areas of the pitch. I think with Madueke, I think, like a lot of players that we have, my only worry about him is that I have no doubt he is a great carrying the ball going forward. He is a great ball carrier, but my only worry is when he gets in the box, what is he going to do? Because our biggest problem is actually when we get in the box. It's not the stuff before that. It's like when we're in the box, what are we going to do? Because this team is great at putting crosses in the box. It's great at that, but you can't always whip crosses in the box. You've got to find certain passes going forward. You've got to find different ways of attacking and not just putting crosses in the box, which we do usually do. So for me, yeah, I just feel as though that's something I might struggle with. I'm interested. I want to give him time. I do want to see how it goes for Madueke. Obviously, I'm hoping we get to see him on Wednesday. I'm hoping he'll have a chance there to really show what he can do. So yeah, I'm willing to give him time to prove himself and show what he can do. But like I said, only time will tell how good he will be for Arsenal. And yeah, I hope he does really well here. The men's game, the men's game are too interruptive with time wasting throw-ins and arguments with refs. Yeah, I can't lie, that does happen. The problem in the women's football, there aren't many sixes of elite quality available. I think the number 6 position is dying in football general because modern football is structure. Yeah, football has changed a lot in that position as well over the years. I think Madueke will make it more entertaining to watch this season. I think he's going to offer us something different than what we have already, and that's not a bad thing because what we have already clearly isn't working. So we have to try other options. We have to try new things. So as I said, what having right now is not working. So we need to try new things. We need to keep doing new things and have new options. So him coming to Arsenal isn't a bad thing at all. I think it's probably exciting to have him here, and he'll bring energy. He's obviously happy to be here, so I'm sure he will help us. There's some replies to Article 100% facts. Women's game more fluid attacking and technical compared to the men's game. Hopefully Madueke proves me wrong. Yeah, I mean with Madueke, I wasn't particularly over keen about him coming here because I didn't think that was the right selling for us, but I'm happy to be proved wrong. I want him to do well here, so I'm hoping that he can prove us all wrong and does really well here. Eze on the left, or Leo Gokras in the middle, and Saka on the right. Also, who do you think will shine when the season starts? Odegaard for me needs to step up in the season to help Gokras. I think so many of these players need to step up, I'll be honest with you, not just Odegaard. I think it does depend on who's going to be here, but there's 3 players to me that really need to step up for me today, not stay in the game. Obviously, Odegaard, Martinelli, Havertz. I think Odegaard is probably under a lot of pressure. He's not really the one I want to see do the most. I mean, it's so hard because Odegaard for me is a creative player. He has to do well, and he does have to step up because ultimately he's probably one of our most creative players on the pitch. And he has been good. Let's be real. Odegaard has been good in pre-season. But yeah, I think for me, he's done good, so I hope he can continue that. I think Havertz, it's really weird with Havertz because Havertz isn't going to be a starter, I don't think. I think he might be a bench player, so I guess he'll do a good job at doing that at being a squad player, but I just think Havertz, I want to see more from him. Let me see what else. Martinelli. I just want Martinelli to go back to how he used to play. Martinelli used to be very exciting. He didn't know what he was going to do sometimes, and I miss that. I miss that side of his game. So I hope that part of his game can come back because I do miss that. But yeah, I think Havertz, Odegaard, Martinelli, all of them need to just do something different, be less predictable, and just help us in the attack. So yeah, I think for me, it's really interesting to see how we're going to do. But I just think we need to look less predictable and more exciting. Obviously, big up to the chat. I'm just going to go through all your questions now. Big up Invincible. Wish you also become a great YouTuber for our Arsenal family. All the best from India. Thank you, Invincible, and obviously thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I've just checked now. Big up yourself. Obviously, big up to the chat as well. I really appreciate all of you that are here today and happy to answer your questions. And of course, guys, please do, like I said, like and subscribe here. I'll probably stay on here for an hour today. As I'm enjoying chatting with all of you. This is going so quick, so I was going to do on here for half an hour, but I just have to chat with all of you. I'm enjoying this so much. There's a question I want to go through. Can you do a stream of Pippa? She don't do much content. Right, I'll talk to you about this. I was going to do a video with her, but I think she was busy, and then I think she stopped doing content. So I won't be doing a video with her because I don't think she does content anymore. But I was going to do a video with her. I did go on a channel a little while ago. But yeah, I don't. For some reason, she's decided not to do content, which is fair enough, and it's a shame because I really love watching her Arsenal videos. She did great interviews actually with the women's players. And yeah, obviously, it's a shame that she's left YouTube. And I think she still watches Arsenal, but it's a shame because she was amazing at doing that content. And I really enjoyed watching her content as well. But yeah, I do wish her well, and it's a shame I couldn't do a video with her because if I'm being completely honest with you guys, there isn't like a lot of YouTubers that I know that do the women's team. A lot of people do the men's team content, so it can be a bit hard to collab with people with the women's team. And there is people on Twitter that I can message, and I've done videos with people that watch women's football, but talking like YouTubers, it's hard to find YouTubers that talk about Arsenal women or talk about women's football as well as men's football. So yeah, it's a shame, but I wish her well. I mean, I hope she's doing good as well. But yeah, well, I do want to collab with more people with women's football. I do want to try, but yeah, obviously that's pretty much it on Pippa. She is lovely, and I did go on a channel once, and she's so kind and lovely, but unfortunately she's just busy and she's just doing stuff. So yeah, I've not had a chance to do a video of her, and like I said, she doesn't do content anymore, but I do wish her well. Like I said, no hard feelings at all. And yeah, pretty much that's it there. I'm just gonna go through questions. Arteta has to change the system to get the best out of our attack. Yeah, I do agree with you that Madrid got Slicker. Yeah, absolutely. The sixth position used to be crucial because football was about freedom and expression, and you need someone to break up play and stop attacks. Nowadays, someone like that. Yeah, I think football has changed so much over the years, though, to be fair. I think it really has. It's not what it used to be, really. It's still good, but I just think we need to go back to playing like windjammer football again. And Martin definitely has to step up, and someone them has to pull the trigger instead of passing backwards. I think some of our players like to play it safe, and I think some of these players like to, I know, like you said, pass back. I mean, I remember when Xhaka and Elneny were here, they would literally just pass backwards all the time, and it was so repetitive. I think, unfortunately, we have players that do that a lot. But yeah, I think for me, we need players that don't overthink, that are going to go for things, going to pass forward and not be afraid to do that. So I hope we're going to continue to see that because we need players that are brave and are going to give things a good go. Big up to the chat. I know there's about 11 of you in here, so big up to you guys that are here. Please, guys, do make sure you're liking and subscribing. As I said, I'll be on here for about an hour today. So please do send any questions you want me to answer. Sam Martinelli, full stop. How long do you want to suffer to finally see that he is finished? I don't think he is a player he once was, which is a real shame. Havertz a player that does well off the ball, and he does being involved and build. I believe that what sort of that striker role where is best suited, which will be benched. I think with Havertz, yeah, I did not like him in midfield either. I mean, I know we started in midfield and then it just didn't work. I'm not a fan of him there either. I do think that it just doesn't work. I just think he goes missing in games when he's in midfield. I just don't think it works for me. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised though, guys, if Arteta plays him there. It's not going to be a surprise at all because I think we know that Arteta likes him and wants him part of the team. Oh God, sorry guys, I'm missing some of the questions here. I just want to go back up. Havertz isn't great in midfield. I think he's a better as a support striker. Yeah, absolutely agree. Big up Aldi. Big up Soph. I don't worry about being late. Don't be silly. Appreciate you watching. Let me just go to your questions. If we don't sign a midfielder, could you see when they play Russo in midfield and Adjuang back stones up top? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's be honest with you guys. That isn't a bad thing to do. Russo is like I said, Russo is a great finisher, but she's also great at a hold-up play, at finding those passes. She's really good at those, and we've seen that in the line as we saw that this Euro. So I don't think it's a bad option at all to play her there. I think she would do quite good. In there, I mean, that was always there. I mean, you saw Miedema play there at times, so I don't think it's a bad option at all. I would probably I think if Russo was in midfield, I'd play Adjuang up top. But with Russo, you just want to get them goals. So we're going to have to see what happens. Big up Clement, are you planning to do Manchester United Arsenal preview of Sunshine? Yeah, I'll probably do it with her, to be fair. I mean, I won't lie to you guys, there's so many United fans that I know. So I probably will do one with her. Or do a review with her. I will definitely do a review or a preview with her. I'll definitely have to get in touch with her. I mean, she's amazing. And I'll do content with her as well throughout the tournament as well. So yeah, I will definitely be doing a preview of her. So yeah, hopefully I'll get her back on my channel again. I got her on my channel once. I'll be on her channel as well. So yeah, I'll definitely get United fans. I'll see what I can do, obviously, for a review. I would like to get other United fans on here as well. So yeah, some of them even. I definitely think he was worth signing. Let me just go through your comments. I'd cash in if I could, but I feel like we're stuck. Yeah, I don't think that's the problem. I think we've got him now. I don't think there's any going back. Rafael, Leo, or Rodrigo? Would you rather have? Well, Rodrigo for me in an ideal world, but I would be happy Rafael, Leo. I think he would do a good job as well, but I don't think it's going to be quite difficult to do that. To be honest with you, let's go through your question. Yeah, this one here. I don't know what they were thinking of from him, those wages. He didn't have a breakout season at Chelsea to be worth those wages. It's a really sticky one with Havertz because I think with him, we can all sit here and say he's not a bad player at all. He is a good player. He's going to get you goals, and he has got us goals. I might actually share my screen. I want to find out Havertz's stats actually. Because there was one season with Havertz where he did really good, and there was one season where he didn't get as many goals. So, yeah, I think for me, it's been really up in the air. Let me just share my screen. I will answer questions as well, guys. I'm going to go through everyone's questions. I'm just going to share my screen for 1 second with Havertz. Let's just speak with Havertz. Okay, so Havertz. Let's look at his stats. So Arsenal, I'm trying to think. So last season, obviously, he had an injury. He was out for a while. He scored 9 goals. He got 3 assists. This season here, that is pretty good for him. 13 goals, 7 assists. I want to see how he did at Chelsea. Yeah, he didn't do great there, did he? 35 matches, 7 goals. Yeah, 35 matches, 7 goals, and then 37. That was a really good season. The 23-24 season was probably Havertz's best season, actually. He was really good in that season, I think. I don't know, I think he soaked up the pressure and just enjoyed his football. I think there was a phase of Havertz where he had his confidence was not, but when he got over that, he really enjoyed the football. And there's a lot of questions in, so I'm going to just try and go through as many as I can. I'm trying to think where I was up to. Yeah, here it was. The Madueke signing, I'm not a big fan of because I see him as a luxury signing. He's not a game changer. Olivia Smith is a game changer signing. Yeah, she is a great signing. I mean, I know she was at Liverpool for a season, but she had a great season. She did really well there, so I've no doubt she will come to Arsenal and do really well here as well. I'm really excited to see her and see what she can bring to the team as well. I know she was a lot of money, but I have faith in her. I believe in she'll do good. We'll have to see if Madueke. Only time will tell how he will do. Havertz's arrival at Arsenal proves that Arteta and Edu might have misjudged the player. He was brought in to replace Xhaka, but instead ends up as a striker. Yeah, I think, like, tell me what you guys think, but I do think we brought in Havertz as a midfielder, and we've realised that he isn't a midfielder. He's a striker. He's not good in midfield. I just don't think he works there at all. Chelsea were able to recruit all their money, and we've I know, I can't lie. Big up Lavenger, evening. So if anyone news on Eze, no, not much news to really go on. I mean, I'm happy to. I'll have a look as well when I'm chatting with you guys if there is any more updates as we are chatting. But it's pretty much the same, unfortunately. The same old stuff with Arsenal. But yeah, obviously we all had the news that Arsenal are going to put in a 50 million bid, which I'm not actually sure if we are going to do, but that is the news on that. So I'll have to see if that does happen. Big up Ron. Arsenal need to move away from holding on to players that can only do a job. Competition is key. Do you think Gokras will lose any sleep weighing with Havertz? No, not at all. I mean, Gokras will know that he's coming to Arsenal to really help us in that position and play these games. We need him to play every game he can. I'm not expecting him to play in like the cup games or other games, but I do think he should be playing quite a bit. And yeah, I think he's come in knowing what his role is in this team. He knows that we are struggling, we're looking predictable. He'll know that he has to really take his chances when he comes in. But at the end of the day, I'm not putting too much pressure on him. I'm expecting him to do well, but I'm not expecting the world of him. I'm expecting him to just try his best. So yeah, I think he'll do good. I really do. I've said I think he'll get 20 goals a season. But obviously I don't know how many goals he will end up getting, so I'll have to see with that one. Oh god, you guys, so many questions. Thank you guys. I'm just trying to go through that. Was it? He was only second striker. Oh my god, I remember when. God, was it in the Leverkusen days? I think so. Kaya's holding up transfer because he's too expensive. Big up, you guys. I'm just going through all of you guys' questions. Big up to AMW Football. Hi, Soph. Good to see you. Good to see you in here. Hope you're good. Big up to Ashik as well. Hope you're good too. I'm more convinced that Arsenal will only sign one more player. As for a winger, we might have to wait a little longer since both Eze and Madueke campaign left. That's the thing, right? With Eze, I know that we want him as that 10, but he can play on the left. So I do think we're going to see him there as well. I do think he's going to... I think Eze could play on the left. But listen, for all we know, Madueke could come here and he could start against United and he could have an amazing game. And we could keep playing him and he could do really well and he could actually exceed the expectations. I mean, what are you guys expecting from him? I want to know. I mean, I will have a look at his stats as well. I mean, I'm sharing my screen again. I can't remember off by heart his stats that he's had. I want to find out Madueke's stats. But I want him to just get as many goals as he I want him to get more goals than what Trossard's got, more goals than Martin. I want him to get maybe like above 10, really. I know a striker's going to get like 20, hopefully, or maybe more, but let me have a look at Madueke. I'm just going to share my screen, guys. Obviously, I'll come back to answer questions in 1 second. So let's have a look. I want to have a look at Madueke's stats because I want to know these facts before I actually talk about him. So that's what Madueke. So let's have a look here. Chelsea. So, okay. So last year he did 32 matches, 7 goals, 3 assists. And the season before he played a lot less games. He played 23 matches, 5 goals, 2 assists. Unfortunately for me, that doesn't feel enough for me. Like, if that happened this season and he played a good amount, like that wasn't great, was it? I know 32 matches, I expect you to score more than 7 goals. I know it's going to be under a new manager and it's it's completely different, but I just would want more than that because if we're being honest, Trossard himself, the players we have got similar stats. I mean, Trossard and Martinelli have had scored similar amount of goals, so I want more than that. Arsenal definitely prioritise financial stability. It's not fair to compare Arsenal versus Chelsea Havertz as he didn't play up front for Chelsea till the end of his time there. Yeah, I do believe we signed him as a midfielder and that just didn't work and we brought him in. That's why we played midfield when we brought him in and then we ended up playing him up top because we realised that was his better position there. Big up to you guys. I'm just going to go through the chat. Big up to Arsenal fan. Thank you so much for your support. Smash the likes and subscribe. Thank you, Arsenal fan. Appreciate your support. And there's about 15 of you in here. So, guys, please do make sure you're liking and subscribing while you're watching my show today. Really appreciate your support. Big up to you. Obviously, I don't think I've seen you here before. So, welcome to my channel. Big up to yourself. Hope you're holding 10 shit for Eze. With Eze, I don't really know actually if we're bringing him in as a 10. I think we're bringing him in as a 10, but I don't know if he is actually going to start as a 10 or if he's going to be a winger. It depends what we're going to do. Eze is like Mariona, can play on the left but more effective in the middle. Yeah, that is a good comparison to be fair. Because Mariona did play there for Spain, she did quite good, but in the midfield she does well as well. More importantly, he will some unpredictability if we sign him. Exactly. We need to just be unpredictable. That's what we need in the team. I expect Eze to be a number 10 who's bold in taking risks in the final third. He has much better dribbling than shooting skills than Odegaard. That is what we need. We need someone that's going to come in and is going to take players on, not to be afraid. And to be honest with you, I think with Odegaard, I feel like he doesn't always believe in himself. And that's why I feel disappointed with him sometimes because he can shoot, he can get a great goal outside the box, or he can get a great pass. His passing, I don't ever doubt at times. I just think it's just shooting with him. I think he doesn't believe in himself sometimes. I'm thinking to myself, Odegaard, you should believe in yourself. You're a great player. And just say it's a shame sometimes he doesn't have that belief and confidence in himself because I do think he is a great player. But yeah, I'm interested to see if Eze will come to Arsenal. Big up Andy. Yeah, I don't think I've read this one. Madueke is pacey and a good backup to Saka. He does have to come in and hit the ground running. Yeah, definitely. He has to do really well if he comes in. I also want to see when Neri get minutes as well. I'm worried if Madueke is playing on the right, what happens with Van Neri. So I hope Van Neri can get a good amount of minutes as well. I'm hoping that'll be the case as well. I think I didn't. Gosh, yeah, I read that one. I couldn't remember which one I've read. Noni scored most of his goals for Chelsea from Palmer doing the hard work and putting it on the plate for him. Noni actually blocked Palmer's shots. Yeah, I think if we have someone that's creative, that will help out. It really will. I don't know if Arteta would dare to bench Odegaard or use Eze as a winger. I don't think Arteta will bench Odegaard. I think Arteta wouldn't really do something so bold. I think he would play him. I think he would play Odegaard. I think we're going to see Eze on the wing. If we're going to see Eze anywhere, it'd probably be on the wing, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, it would be quite a bold decision if he dropped. I think if Odegaard's having a bad game, you'd have to put Eze on. You'd have to change it in that way. I think that would be the right thing to do. Will Max Starling play some games? I hope so. I really hope so. I think Max Starling does deserve to have a bit of game time. I think we all know what a great player Max Starling is. It's crazy how young he is. You think he's so much older because he plays so great. But I think we'll definitely see him get minutes, obviously, maybe in the cup games, maybe coming off the bench to change the game when he needs to. But yeah, I do definitely think he would be a great player to have in the team, and I think we have to give him a chance. I think it would be crazy not to give him a chance. I think he's so good. And yeah, with Max Starling, I hope we're going to see him play some minutes. I hope he'll get yeah, I'm praying he'll get minutes. And we've seen him in pre-season. He's very good at what he does. He's doing really well. So I'm hoping and praying, guys, we will see him stay and get some minutes as well. big up to chat. Like I said, I'm happy to stay on here for a bit longer, guys, because I know you guys have sent in a lot of questions. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions you guys have for me today. I'm really enjoying chatting with you guys, so I'll probably stay on here for maybe half an hour longer. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you guys have for me. But big up to chat as well. I appreciate you all watching this. We actually need a winger who's brave enough to take on defenders. That alone could really elevate Arsenal's attack. Martinelli only dares to run when there's no one ahead of him. Yeah, that's so true. You know what? I know it's completely different now because the game has changed and we struggle a lot now against low block teams. But when I watched Arsenal growing up, when we had Sanchez, he would literally take any player on. He was so good. He did have Ozil. He had a very creative player with him, but I think now it's crazy how the tables turn because we've got a great defence, but our attack has completely changed. So, yeah, I think we just need players that are going to enjoy the football. I want someone to look like they're enjoying the football and be creative and, yeah, not be afraid to go for some players and take players on, as you said, look more exciting. So I hope that will happen. Everyone assumes we sign players to be in the starting 11. In reality, first choice starting 11 are available. Problem last season was bench strength. Yeah, I think if you're getting players, it won't always be to be starters. They'll be for the team, to rotate, to be part of the team and help us improve. So yeah, I do agree with that as well. I see Smith on the left wing because she relies too heavily on the right foot, and I believe that's the best position. So that she can cut inside on her right. Her goal against Man City happened on the left. I don't know where we're going to see her play because, if we're being honest, Russo would be up front. Kelly is on the right. Ford's on the left. So it's a big problem for Renee, but a good problem for Renee to have because Ford had a great season last season, and it would be a shame to see her get dropped like this. But ultimately, it's football, and you need to. Competition's healthy and we need to keep it getting better as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some players get dropped. We'll be doing a watch on for the match against Villarreal. Unfortunately, I can't do one on Wednesday. I'm not going to be here, but I will be doing one on Saturday because we do play in a game then at the Emirates. Let me just have a look. I will be back on. I'll do on Saturday. Yeah, so on Saturday we've got Athletic Club in the Emirates Cup final. So I will be back then to obviously do watch on for that. So unfortunately on Wednesday I won't be here, but I will be back for that one. So yeah, I am enjoying doing watch songs. I do enjoy them, so we'll definitely do more of them. Big up to Josh, good to see you here. Don't worry, it's always good to see you here. I'm gonna be on here till half an hour more, so yeah, I'm enjoying chatting with you guys anyway. I totally agree with that Arteta doesn't have the balls to bench Odegaard. Yeah, I do think that's the case. I mean, last season, okay, it's a bit different. Last season, when Odegaard was poor, who could you put on? Maybe Waneri. It's very difficult last season because we didn't really have someone that could really step in and do better than Odegaard. But I think now you have the choice to really change that. So, yeah. Big ups to chat. Obviously, I'm really happy to answer your questions. Send for any questions you guys have for me. As I'll be staying here. Obviously, on my clock at the top of the screen, it says an hour, so I'll be on here till 1:30. But obviously, guys, if you've got any questions, send them through now. And please, guys, do like this video. Please do subscribe. There's about 15 of you in here, so please do that as well while we're chatting as well. Big up to Aldi. To be honest, I'm really nervous about Arsenal's midfield. The way we can see it against Newcastle shows there needs to be some elevation there. Are you confident in midfield? The midfield for me is the position that I am anxious about. I do have my doubts because last season it wasn't really a big problem for us. And you notice as well when we had suspensions with Rice and Partey, there was a big difference. When they went there. So I'll be honest with you, I'm with you. I have my worries. I think worst comes to worst. I mean, who can you play in midfield? Marino, Havertz. Havertz isn't really an option I'd like to think about. It just puts us in a bit of a difficult position because there's players that you don't really want to see play there. But we have Norgard. I'm hoping he can help out as well. big up. I just want to go let me just find out my next question. Chelsea's proposed attackers, striker Pedro, Delap Jackson, left winger, Gittins, Garnacho, attacking midfielder, Palmer, Xavi, right wing, Pedro. No one is there to do a job. Come on, Arsenal. It would be Smith on the left, Russo in the middle, Chloe on the right. Ford is good, but she has the limitations like her decision making. I like Ford. I think she's definitely come a long way since she's come here. I think she's definitely improved a lot. I think with Ford, it's hard really. I think she's definitely, we're going to have a lot of players that are probably going to come off the bench next season. And I mean, Smith isn't coming to this team to be on the bench. Smith has come to raise the levels. So obviously Chloe Kelly has to be a starter for me. That isn't a question in my mind that she is just going to be a starter. Like, she should be a starter for sure, but I'm interested to see how this is actually going to go. For some of these players in the team, for them, about Ford, Ford won't want to be on the bench and coming off the bench. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening. I think Ford's a really good winger because she gets past defenders and she gives it a good go. So yeah, I do like Ford. All of these players offer you something different, which is really exciting. Big up to 170 Gunner, big up Gossip. I'm excited to see how we will use Smith. Can't see us drop Ford or Kelly, and don't think we spent more money on the bench there. I completely agree with that. I think Kelly won't be dropped, but at the same time, Ford shouldn't be dropped. Ford's done good. If I'm being honest, when the season starts, I do actually think that we'll probably have a similar lineup. I think we'll probably see, Dom Lassar, McCabe, Steph, Catley, Leah Williamson, Emily Fox, and obviously Manham, Carl Dante, Little, and then the front three of Kelly, Russo, Ford. But I do think it will start to change. And let's be honest, we have to make sure we're strengthening, which we're doing, because other teams like Chelsea, I mean, they've done really good. They've improved as well. Other teams around you are going to improve. So I think pre-season will be happening with the women's team soon. Though the women's team did actually play a game behind closed doors, which they won 2-0. So we'll have to see if anything did. If we're going to see pre-season, see what happens. But Olivia Smith hasn't come off the bench. Hasn't come here to be on the bench. Judging by Liverpool versus Bilbao on now the Emirates Cup should be a walkover. Yeah, I think they won 4-0, didn't they? We should win that. Can you get tired from AFTV? I did actually email about that. I didn't hear anything back, but I can always try again. He does a lot of stuff on the women's team, which is good. Odegaard needs serious competition. No matter how he performs, he is guaranteed to start, and that's not good for a team as a whole. It's something we need to address. I think as well, like, there's certain players that will be a starter, and they've earned their right. I mean, say Gabrielle or Saliba, they continually, week in, week out, give you the same sort of performances. I know they're going to have a bit of rotation, but I think with a position like Odegaard, you do sort of need competition, because if you're not doing what you should be doing and you're getting this team automatically, then that's not how it should go. So I think with Odegaard, he definitely needs some competition there to give him maybe a kick up the backside to say, you can do better than this. So as he comes in, he'll be very good. As he's a great player. I don't see us winning anything next season. The best outcomes will be manager leaving. Is that I think that's men's team, isn't it? Midfield is definitely my biggest concern. So Mendy not for me. I think, if we're being honest, I think Stephen Mendy is under a lot of pressure and he has to do well. I think I just want him to do really well at Arsenal. It's going to be his first season, so I'm really praying for him that he does good and that he enjoys the football and he has a good partnership with Rice. Another comment, another opinion. Midfield won't be a problem. CB with Northgard back up is an excellent 6. Fair enough. We could do good. Obviously, Northgard will step in when he needs to as well. The manager needs to look at himself before the players or anyone else. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that happen. M40. I'm just going through your questions now. Sorry if I'm a bit late to them. God, thank you guys for sending in all your questions. I'm just going through them now. Obviously, big up to you guys that are watching this. I'm really appreciative of your support. Just go through this. in the past we were stacked with creative players, not having the defence or deeper midfielders to challenge. Now we have it with a few creative players. It's funny how I think about it, because these last few seasons when I started supporting Arsenal a little while ago, we had a bad defence but a great attack, and now it's switched a little bit. Ford is always turning 31. It might be a succession plan thing with Smith. And if we're being honest, we do have a lot of players that are turning in their 30s, and I know 30 isn't old, but I think in football, when you go into your 30s, you probably don't have a big amount of time left. So I do feel as though for me with Ford, I think she's 31. Let me have a look. I want to check everyone. I want to look at people's age. Let me look. Yeah, so Ford's 30, she probably turn McCabe. I don't see what McCabe is. A lot of these players are. Yeah, McCabe's 29. Let's see. I think Beth Mead. I know Beth Mead's another one. I mean, how's Beth Mead going to get in? I wouldn't be surprised if Beth Mead actually left. Beth Mead's 30, so these players are getting a bit older. I do think it's going to be interesting to see who our starting front three will be. I think rotation's good though. As we've mentioned, we're going to have a lot of games this season, so it's not a bad thing to have this much rotation at all. I'm getting Ford on a new shirt. I think she was our best player last season. Yeah, she was really good last season. I think Caldenti and Russo are my favourites to watch. They were really good. Starting front three should be Ford, Russo, Kelly. I agree. I wouldn't change it at this moment in time, because ultimately that did win us the Champions League. That was a very good team. That was a very good attacking lineup. So I wouldn't change it at all. I would say I would eventually change it though. I think if we need to change it, I would. I wouldn't say no to that. I think sometimes you do have to mix things up and change things a little bit. So yeah, I wouldn't say no to changing it at all. I would definitely give that a go. Would you sell Saliba for Rodrigo? I'll be honest with you, at this moment in time, no, I wouldn't sell Saliba. I think Saliba is a big part of our future. I love Saliba. I think he's amazing. I think with Saliba, he's very good. I think with Saliba, I have always had a few doubts about him going to Madrid in the future. But I think for me, with him, I'd keep him. I think if Saliba said to Arteta, I want to go to Madrid, I would get money before his contract runs out. But I would keep Saliba. I wouldn't want to get rid of him. I wouldn't replace him for any other players. I'm just going to go through your comments, guys. I can't remember. I can't remember where I was at. I think I just scrolled too high up. Oh yeah, sorry guys, found wait. Yeah, so here I was at this one. I'm sorry guys, bear with me for a sec. Okay, big up to Aldi. Who are the new players who have joined the Arsenal women's team so far? So for the women's team at the moment, obviously Olivia Smith we've signed with, who is a forward, but I think we'll probably see her on the wing. We've obviously signed Taylor Hines, who can play right back. She's a fullback, and I think she's definitely come in for a bit of depth for us, maybe for like an Emily Fox, because I have heard Laura Beam-Reuters leaving. Obviously Chloe Kelly is on the permanent deal. We've signed Anik Bob, who is going to be a goalkeeper. I think she's like the second choice. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I do not know what is happening with Zinsberger. I don't know if Zinsberger is actually leaving this summer. Is Zinsberger just staying here? I just don't know. So I don't know if the goalkeeper we brought in is the third choice, the second choice. So yeah, we're brought in a goalkeeper, which I think is good, because I think we need a bit of that. I think we need someone to come in and help out with Domasar. If Domasar's injured, like she was, we need someone who can come in and do a good job. I think we're being honest with Zinsberg. I just don't think she's what we need right now. I just think that we should move her on if we can. But I know she's a great person, she's a great character, but I do think we should move her on. Zuby Norgard's new party. I say party was, yeah. Still not sure about. Do you know what? I was going to say Caldenti then. I like Catley. I think Catley is definitely better as a centre back than a left back, though, to be fair. When he's not there, you see Odegaard struggle. Yeah, so yeah, I answered this one actually. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I did answer this. Would you sell Steve? I wouldn't sell him for Rodrigo. Big up to you guys who are in the chat. I'm just going to go through your questions now. I can always rely on you to ask me funny questions, so thank you. Do you expect more hair flicks from Odegaard or Gokres? Let's go for Gokres. I'm going to predict Gokres. Big up yourself. Gosh, I do really apologise if I pronounce this wrong. Roll talks football. So I started making content on football quite recently. I would love to have your opinion on feedback if you have time to check out. Yeah, I'll check it out. I will. I'm going to write your name down. I'll check it out after this video. I'm happy to help. I mean, I've done content for a few years. I'm not perfect at all, but I'm happy to help out if anyone on here needs any help with that sort of stuff. Let me just I'm going to take a picture of my phone actually of your account so I can remember that, because I'll forget. I will get back to you. If you're still watching this, I will check it out. The women's team added Smith to Ford, Russo, Kelly, Beth Steen. Why can't the men's team operate this exactly? I do worry a bit with Beth Mead, because is she going to get much game time? I mean, I think Cavati's going to go on loan to Brighton. But we have a lot of attacking players. We really have. 31, no way. Yeah. God, you guys. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to go through your questions. Would you sell Sleeper for Eze and Rodrigo? I just love Sleeper. I couldn't ever think of selling him. I do want Eze though. Manu cannot stay. I just think you should, as a fan, we know when a player needs to move on, and I think she should. I'm happy she won a Champions League before. She did help us. I've no doubt about that. But I think we could move her on. Martinelli starts for Brazil over Rodrigo. I have not seen a player. I think Rodrigo would be good, but I think Eze would be more maybe appropriate because he's more in the league. He's got that experience. He knows what the league is like. So I'd say with Eze, I think I'd rather him than Rodrigo. But I do think Rodrigo would definitely help us. I think Rodrigo would definitely be a good option. I do think he would be a good player to have in the team. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how it does actually go for him. You know, I'm just trying to go through your questions now, guys. We missed the ball with Hannah Hampton in 2021. I was a big fan of her at Birmingham and wanted to sign her then, but we kept too much faith in Zinsberger. Yeah, I liked her as well when she was there. When she was at Birmingham, I really enjoyed watching her. I think I have watched her a lot actually, because I remember when she was playing against the other team, she was really good. I like Hannah Hampton. I've always liked her. We definitely have missed a chance there, but honestly now I wouldn't change it because I'm happy with Don Lassar. I think Don Lassar is amazing. Saliba is arguably the best 1v1 defender. Yeah, I think it's really hard because I think Gabriel's better last season, but I think they've both been very good. Yeah, no, Domslar. Eze, sorry, I'm just trying to go through this. I'm just going to go back up to I've missed a few here. Big up G, obviously. Welcome to G to my channel. Hope you're good. Do you expect Martinelli, Noni Trossard to start on the left? I probably expect Madueke to start on the left, but I would like us to keep Trossard. I'd have sold Saliba because I fear. Well, I did hear that he's going to sign a new deal soon, so if he does, then I'd be very happy. Big up Andy. Eze wants to move, come back, and done well for us. Tom Slar, Josh, nah. Yeah, big up the chat. I finally got through your questions, guys. Obviously, send any more questions. I've really enjoyed chatting with you guys today. This has gone so quick. I'll stay on here for longer. Obviously, big up to those that are watching. Gabriel was our best player overall last season between both boxes. Definitely a key goal threat. Yeah, Gabriel, I think it's so hard to pick. If someone said to you who was your player of the season last season, I think for me I would pick Timber. I think with Timber, I think because of the injuries that he's had, I think he's gone above the expectations that I expected of him, and he's done really well. I think him and Gabriel for me did really well last season. So for me, I would go for them two as those players that did step up and do really well. So, but yeah, I think Gabriel was definitely good. I also like DVD, but she hasn't been tested a lot like Hampton. I think Hampton's just a bit better. Well, I think with Dom Solar, she's played in big games. Like the Champions League final, she did really well in that game, and that was a really tough game. She's played in the games. Obviously, I know those games she didn't play in the Champions League, but I think she's proven herself. I think she's really good. And yeah, I'm really happy to see how good she's doing. And yeah, I think she's amazing. She's been here for a year, and I just think she's come a long way, and she's done really well for us. So yeah, I would I think she is the goalkeeper for us now. I do really think that, because I think we've had problems with goalkeepers since Berger. We had Sabrina D'Angelo, and that she was good, but I don't think she was the person for us to take us to another level. But yeah, I do think that things have progressed now. I think she's the woman for us. Big up to you guys and are watching this. I appreciate it. Would you sell a no for Eze? It's gonna sound really bad, but I just couldn't sell a no. I just think he'd be good. I couldn't sell him. I couldn't. Would you swap Bruno for Odegaard? No, I wouldn't. It's not because of Odegaard. I just don't think Bruno would take us to another level. There's something about Bruno. I just think Bruno Fernandes has done good with goals and assists for United, but when it comes to the finals and the big games, I just don't think he turns up, and I just don't think I'd want to swap him with Odegaard, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. That's just my honest opinion on that. Yeah, she was definitely tested in that Champions League final. I do agree with you there. The fact that Timber came back from an ACL tear and played like he never left goes unnoticed. Yeah, he definitely was my player of the season for sure. He was so good. Let me just read this. Allowing him to go on a free this market quality talking Huntsman player. Big up Chi. I am an Arsenal fan, but Bruno would take us to another level. Feels like Odegaard isn't as effective. I just think I'd rather pick someone else over Bruno. I just don't think. I'm just not convinced he would take us to another level. With Odegaard, I know with Odegaard, I'm not saying Odegaard is the best creative player we have. I just don't think Bruno Fernandes is gonna, in a game, do you know, in a game where you need to win, you need someone to just get you a goal. I just don't think Bruno would do that. I think we need another creative player, like an Eze, really. Bruno is more of a penalty taker. Yeah, he does. I hope Gokras will actually take our penalty next season, because I think with Gokras, I do actually have faith that he would actually take them penalties and score them. I think with some players, you do have worries that they wouldn't score, but I think with Gokras, I do think he would do a good job in that area. But yeah, I do think I'm not convinced by Fernandes, to be honest. Would you swap down for Eze? Well, the only player that I'd really swap for Eze would be a Kivior Calafiori or a Reece Nelson. I don't know who I'd swap for Eze. I do want Eze, but I just love the academy. I couldn't ever replace the academy. Who would you get replaced Odegaard? In a hypothetical world, if I had to place Odegaard, I'd pick Eze, obviously. I think Bruno is a type of midfield that needs an Odi, while Odegaard needs a Bruno, like how Iniesta was more of attacking, while Xavi was more build-up. I don't know. I'm not convinced by Fernandes, if I'm being honest. I think he's really good. I do think he's good, but I just think that when it comes to the big moments, is he that guy? And I don't know if he is. I think with Odegaard, he's more of an assister. He doesn't score a lot. He just creates chances. But to be honest, with an attacking play, do you want them to score a lot? I think Odegaard needs to score a lot more, to be honest with you. I saw a United watch song last night. The thing said about Bruno wasn't great, though. Got a love of it. I did actually see something. Did he score an own goal? I don't know if it was him, but I did see it. It looked quite bad. At least you can see Bruno fighting for his team while Odegaard isn't captain. The thing is, right, with Odegaard, I'm going to be honest, no one has questioned his captaincy before last season, have they? I do not remember someone saying to me the season before last season, that he shouldn't be a captain. I'll be honest, there are different. If I wouldn't have picked Odegaard as a captain, I would have probably picked a player like at the time Tierney, Gabriel. I think Gabriel Magalhaes is still a captain material, to be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't have picked Odegaard, but I don't think he's not a captain material. I just don't think he's a usual captain, really. He tried a nutmeg and it didn't work. Classic. I just want to try and go up. Yeah, this one, people having J. How many goals do you think Gokras are scoring in the Premier League? Well, I hope that obviously in all competitions you'll get like 30, but I think I probably, if I'm being realistic, I'm not putting too much pressure on him. I probably think he could get us about 20, maybe 20 goals and like 7 assists or something. Like I do think he'll get us a good amount of goals, but I don't want to put too much pressure on him. Don't expect too much of him right now. So I have to see what will happen with that. I'm hoping he can get us a lot of goals though, because we need that for sure. It's frustrating to see Odegaard passing to Saka every time when Saka is being double teamed. Wish he would do more. Yeah, that's a fair point actually. It was at Syed TV. I like Syed, he's funny. I had him on my channel actually before, he's a great guy. All comps, I give him 20. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's his breakout season. We have to give him a chance. We can't just expect too much of him straight away. Bruno needs did I read this? I can't remember if I read this before or not. Bruno needs a midfield partner like Cruz, Scholes, Xavi. He needs a control midfield next to him. I think Odegaard needs a attacking midfielder next to him. Seeing teams move on outgoings and rejects even for 30 million is sad, while we can't even sell Trossard or Vieira. You're linked to most teams. Big up to B&M. I do completely agree with you. I think we're really struggling to sell. I think we're struggling to sell some players, aren't we? Really. It's going to be hard. Like you said, there are teams that want like Vieira. I'm so sure there'll be teams out there that do want him, but I think getting rid of these players is going to be really tough, and getting money for them is going to be hard. But we should get a bit. I mean, Vieira, can we get 20 for him? Possibly. I don't know. White or Timber as the first choice right back at the prime? Good question. That is a really difficult one because I love Ben White when he was in his prime. I do think Ben White can get back there. That's really difficult. It's hard because Timber's only had one season, but I've been very impressed with Timber, so I'd probably go with Timber. He's just been very consistent for me. Odegaard's attacking midfielder. Yeah, he is. I know you're referring back to that comment. Big up Russian. Good evening, Sophie. Hope we're getting the sales done fast and get Eze through the door. Yeah, I want that to be done ASAP. We need him through the door. I hope we can get that done and move on some players as well. If we were to change to 4-4-2, what would be your players in the formation? God, I do not know what we'd do for that. I don't think we'd ever do a formation in that way. I'll come back to that one. I just want to go through all your questions. I think you can get 20 in Premier League and say, yeah, I agree. I think you'll get 30 in all of them. Odegaard struggles when he's made to come deep and control build up. Yeah, especially in play, wasn't there? Timber, yeah. Just saying 1 for 30 would boost us financially and end up helping Eze instantly for the first payment structure. Yeah, I think we need to. I think, for being honest, I would move on to Zinchenko. I know Reece Nelson looks like a loan for the option to buy. There's definitely ways we can generate some money. I think we need to generate some money with these players: Zinchenko, Nelson, Vieira, Lokonga. Kivio I wouldn't choose to sell because I think he's a good player, but I think if it comes down to it, then I think we might have to, because we need to raise money, as you said. For that money we could get Eze, so I'm hoping we can just do that. So yeah, hopefully guys, we can just get Eze through the door and hope we can generate some money in that area. So hopefully no one's gonna buy Zinchenko, Jesus Vieira. There will be someone that can get them. I'm sure there'll be someone that can buy them. I hope so. We need to move on some players. I really, really do. Would you cash in them? I wouldn't cash in them yet, to be honest with you. I think he's just. I don't know if Ben White will ever get back to where he was as a first choice, but I do think he is a very good player, like a squad player or a backup if Timber gets injured. I think they'll both have different injuries this season, but I wouldn't really play him. I'd probably bench him. Why did the club prioritise Mado over Eze? Good question. Maybe it was easier to get Madueke through the door, and maybe it's harder to get Eze through the door. Maybe, I'm not too sure. White is a good player, but not a first choice, in my opinion. The issue is teams have seen us poor at selling. That's why Porter has the guts to bid for Kivior loan at Chelsea at straight permanent sale, and they'll get 32 million. I don't particularly feel confident with LS at left back. What do you think? I think he's just learning, he's just developing. I think the problem that we have is that if he's struggling, we don't have anyone that we have Calafiori, but I do have my doubts about Calafiori defensively. I think I like Lewis Skelly personally. I think he's a player that does like to take risks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I do personally like him, but I think it will take him a bit of time to kind of develop. I think he's only 18. I like him personally, but I do get what you mean. He has his moments where he might struggle, he might get caught out defensively, but I don't think he's a good player. I do like him a lot. But he's young, he's developing. I think the problem we have is that Calafiori, if he has to step in, I think he gets injured, he struggles defensively, but I do think he is great going forward. So I think we're going to see as well with Calafiori how he does next season. Big up JP Jackson. I definitely would get a natural left back. Yeah, I do think we need someone to help out a bit. MLS is too confident. If he could know his limitations and league man to press, he would be fantastic. I think he's only 18. I think he's learned, he's grown, he's had a good season, but I think he could. I think he'll definitely improve next season for sure. Big up to you guys as well that are watching this. I know there's about 16 of you in here, so please guys do make sure you're liking and subscribing if you haven't already. I really appreciate your support on my show. Let me just go back up. Do you think we should have gotten Xhaka since he moved to Sunderland? I think that ship has sailed. I think he's been at Arsenal, he's had his time here. I think that's pretty much done. I don't think that would. I think he's a good. I think Xhaka, if we had him now, it would be helpful because we knew what he's like. But I think we need to move on. We have to move on from players at some point. We can't keep going through the cycle of bringing back the same players. So I think we needed to move him on. Skelly should be a left centre midfielder. I think he would do good midfield. Are you confident that we beat Man United in the first game? I'm not confident, but I think we can do it. It's very hard to be confident because I think because we're away from home as well, I do have my doubts, but I'm optimistic we can do it. I think if we have Eze by then, I'd feel more optimistic, but I think because we might not have him there, it's going to be quite difficult. But I would say I'm still pretty much optimistic though about us winning, especially if Gokra's in the team. Let me just get up. Yeah, he's still okay. He's still please get Lord Andres from over in Arsenal. I don't know him to be fair, but thanks for letting me know. Tierney was good going forward, but defensively he wasn't the worst, but not the best. I like Tierney, but I think he had injuries too. It was sad it ended the way it did. Injury prone. Old Trafford is a terrible place. Yeah. I think if we had United at home, I would feel more confident, but because it's away, I think it might be difficult for us going there. They'll be pumped up for this game as well. The crowd will be amazing. I think because they've improved as well, this game is going to be a lot more difficult for us. So yeah, I'm interested. Like, I'm not saying we can't win. I think we will win. I think we'll get it over the line. I think we'll do it, but I think it will be quite difficult, to be fair. I don't think it will be like a walk in the park. I think it will be quite a difficult game, but of course, I do believe we can get the job done and, yeah, win in that game, hopefully. No, it's not. I mean, I don't think it's the worst place, but I think it's always quite an exciting one. Big up to BN. Let's share the channel, fam. Get her to 4K. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. BN, always good to see you here. And obviously, guys, it would be great if you can share this video, subscribe. I do want to get to 4K by the end of the year, so please do subscribe here if you haven't already. But thank you so much for your support, BNM. Gokras or Havertz to start Old Trafford. Gokras for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Havertz. I would definitely pick Gokras, but we have to build up Gokras in minutes, though, to be honest with you. We do have to build up his minutes if we are going to see him get any minutes at all. I'm confident after the laugh long, I mean watch long, especially the amount of laughing from Saeed and his friends. I agree. Old Trafford always seems to give us problems. I think we did. I think we should be good. I mean, I think we'll win. I don't think it'll be like a thrash. I don't think we'll thrash them like 3-0, but I think we can do this. I do think we have to have hope and belief we can do it. I think we always have to have belief. I think if we brought in a left winger, I'd feel more optimistic. We need that 4K gossip. Thank you so much, 2070 Gunner. Thank you for your support. I prefer my defenders to be able to win 1v1s consistently before being great going forward. That's why I feel like Tierney or fullbacks and pass okay. Do you think Waneri or Dan has a higher ceiling? Oh, good question. That's a real tough one. I'd probably say maybe Waneri because we've seen how good he can be, and actually Waneri has actually played in Premier League games. He's played in big games, so I think with Waneri, I feel as though he's experienced that and he can do it. With Pakistan, he hasn't played in those big games yet, so he doesn't know what it'll like. He might be struggling them, so I would pretty much say that for that question. I think Pakistan's probably has a good team, but we just don't know what he's going to do in these big games. Defensively, we've never at back four as solid a defence we could in these decades. Back four fast enough to play a highline and press teams. Yeah, I completely agree. I think obviously going back to this question, I think they're both. I think they've definitely both got great potential. Waneri and obviously like Stalin, but I think at the moment because we've seen these players like Waneri get these chances, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they do when they play in these Premier League games, when they get minutes in the Premier League. So yeah, interested to see how they do. Over and over the Arsenal Women's Channel. Yeah, I haven't checked that out. I'll have to watch that. I prefer Gabrielle injury doesn't affect his speed too much. Odegaard, Waneri, Saliba. Okay, it's just referring to this one. So sell, bench, keep. That is a really difficult question. Sell, bench, keep. Keep Saliba. I'd keep Saliba. I'd maybe bench Waneri, I don't know. I love Odegaard. Maybe sell Waneri. Waneri, the thing is Waneri, we've seen glimpses of him, but we just don't know if he's going to be a consistent player for Arsenal. So yeah, that was tough one. I wish. I always listen to this so I can hear myself. I need to know I can hear the microphone. That's why I wear headphones. Left hand side needs sorting. Yeah, it's definitely a big problem for us. We need to sort out ASAP. Sell Waneri, bench Odegaard, keep Saliba. I'm just debating with Waneri and Odegaard. That was a good question. That really got me. That did really get me. I was thinking to myself, like, generally, I have no idea what we should do here. But yeah, that was a really good question. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, that was a really good question. Like I was just stuck there thinking like I just had no words. I was just like thinking to myself, I just don't know what we should do here. You know, it's really difficult because with Odegaard, there is people that want Odegaard gone like now, and you know, you're fair enough to feel like that. I'm not going to tell anyone how they should feel. With Odegaard, I just feel as though we've seen him in the last few seasons. He has been good. I know last season he was poor, but we've seen how much he can get to that potential. We've seen how good he can be. So that's one thing where I'm thinking to myself, I want to give Odegaard another chance because I know he can be really good. He's our captain. But I just, the thought of Waneri leaving would really upset me because I feel as though he does deserve a chance. He deserves a chance to prove himself. He deserves a chance to get in this team, maybe be a starter one day in this team. I mean, I don't think it's hard one now because Saka for me is really, he's on that right, he's our guy on the right. I don't see him changing now, moving there because he's so good. So it's going to be really interesting to see with what's going to happen in that position, because I just think there's so much competition on the right now, because it's really tough. If we're obviously moving on some players, I mean, we're going to need to make some room. We're going to have a lot of competition on the right. Say Madueke is playing on the right, then obviously we've got Madueke, Waneri, Saka. And I'm sorry, but I would play Waneri over Madueke. I think Waneri is signing a new deal. It's not signing a new deal to not play any minutes. He's signing a deal to get into his team, because I'm sure, guys, when Waneri signed a new deal, he didn't just sign it knowing that he wouldn't get any minutes. He's probably signed it knowing that the team, Arteta, has promised him a certain amount of game time. So for me, I just feel as though he will have been promised a certain amount of game time in Arsenal. So yeah, I just think for me it's a tough one, isn't it, for me? I just hope he gets the minutes he deserves, because he's an amazing player. But yeah, I love Waneri. He is amazing. I know you guys. Have you ever said Berta is cooking or done the Gokra celebration? To be fair, Berta is cooking. He's doing good. He is. I wouldn't do the Gokra celebration, though. You wouldn't see me that. Madueke is on new left wing. You still don't know. I'm going to be honest, though. To be honest with you, I do think Madueke is going to be on the left, because Arteta wouldn't have signed him for that amount of money for him to be on the bench. So I think he's going to be on the left, but I think he's not played yet, so it's sort of hard to know at the moment, or hard to judge this situation. So we're going to have to see this one, how it ends up going. But I like I said, I think with Madueke, I think he'll be a starter. But obviously, the game on Wednesday, obviously, I have said to you guys, I won't be doing a video for it, but I will be watching the game. I will watch it. So, but yeah, thank you so much, being. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support as always and coming. Thank you so much. I'll probably stay on here for 2 hours now, guys. I mean, I'll just round up for 2 hours. I mean, I have been chatting with you guys for a while, but I've generally enjoyed doing this today. Like I said, if you've got any questions, send them through. I'll definitely do more of these type of videos. But thank you so much for being there. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. But yeah, big up to the guys that are in here. Happy to answer any question about the women's team, the men's team. Happy to answer them. And yeah, like I said, thank you for your support. Please do like this video, guys. Please do subscribe it. And there's about 20 of you in here, so thank you all. And like I said, I'll be on here for 20 more minutes. Like I said, I never want this to end. I'm enjoying chatting with all of you today. It's been so much fun. I just see us getting Ezzy and a cheeky Lookman or Gordon bid. Yeah, I think Anthony Gordon, I don't think that is off the cards. I think that could definitely happen. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, to be honest with you. I think that's definitely going to happen. I think with that, I think he's an experienced player. With Anthony Gordon, he's been in the Premier League, he's experienced. So I think for me, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, and it wouldn't be I don't think it would be a bad move. I don't know if he would get us the goals we need, though, but I don't know how that would work out. But I do hope he would do well here. I think Eze, I do definitely believe we want Eze, but I just think it's the money situation. Newcastle won't sell Gordon if Isak leaves. I know that's another thing as well. I could see Gordon on the left. I could see him there. I think he would do better than what we have at the moment. I think he would give everything to Arsenal. Are the Euros players back in training? Well, as I mentioned before, there was a pre-season game, and I actually think I'm under the impression that the players that just been on that won the Euros, I think they're having a rest. I'm under the impression that they're on holiday at the moment and having a few days to rest, because they've not really had a holiday. I'm sure Leah Williamson was in New York, so I don't really know. I think they'll be back in pre-season. I don't know when the pre-season starts. Obviously, when the pre-season starts, we're doing like content for that. But yeah, I don't actually know about that. I will have to find out, guys. But yeah, I think regarding that, I will let you guys know. But yeah, I think it will be great to see when they're back in the pre-season, when they're back for that. But yeah, an interesting one for that. But I'll let you guys know when they are back in training. But I don't think they're back yet. I think Arsenal would have posted it otherwise. He'd stop Isak Law. but yeah, big ups to chat. I know you guys are chatting with each other. Good to see you guys chatting with each other. I think that's nice. But yeah, I think without the Gordon, I think Arsenal probably don't think that's off the cards. I think that's probably still a possibility. I don't think he's going to be a first choice player for us. I think he's just an option for us. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. But like I said, guys, I'm going to be on here for maybe like till 2 hours. I can't believe I've been on here for nearly 2 hours, but it's gone so quick. But yeah, if you guys have any questions before I end this in like 15 minutes, do send them in. And big up to the chat as well. Big up to all of you here. And I really appreciate all that are watching this as well. So big up to you guys here today. Would you sell Mourinho for 20 million? What exactly is this point in the team? Well, I like Mourinho. I like him as like an attacking player. Like I do feel a bit confused because I don't think the midfield suits him that much, to be honest with you. But I like him as a striker. But is he? I don't know who's the second choice. Havertz. Havertz is probably the second choice. I would probably keep him for that. I don't think 20 million is a lot, but I think if he left, we wouldn't struggle without him, really, would we? I don't like Rice as the long pivot having to progress the ball between lines. Yeah, I completely agree. I need Eze so as Rice can get back to double pivot. He was best suited there. I think Rice is definitely a great player, but we need to see him in that position that he definitely does better in and he thrives in. Rice is very good carrying between boxes. He definitely doesn't seem creative, but he offers something that no other midfielders can, that Havertz and Mourinho. I do think that with last season, I think Rice started off the season quite slow and then gradually got better and better and better. So I really hope he can continue to progress and do really good. But I've no doubt Declan Rice will do good next season. I think he's getting better anyway. I think it's really difficult because he's built a great partnership, and now that player's gone, and we've got a new player here. So it's going to be interesting with that, how that will go for us. But yeah, big up to you guys. Obviously, they're watching this. I really appreciate you all that are in here. Like I said, drop in any questions you guys have for me, as I'll be ending this when I've been on here for 2 hours. But yeah, please, guys, obviously like, subscribe, do all of that, comment as well. I'm just gonna go through your questions. Big up Town Rocket. I'm not confident we'll perform against United in that first game. Yeah, I think that game is going to be tough. It's not going to be easy at all. I think we've definitely got a tough fixture ahead of us, but I'm sure we'll do it. I'm sure we'll do it. I've no doubt this team will perform and give their all for the club. Now I'm just going to scroll down, guys, because I've would you get 2015 Cazorla or Odegaard 2 years ago? Oh my god, you're just asking me so many tough questions. I think Cazorla was something else, wasn't he? I don't think you can ever compare anyone to that. You can compare players to Cazorla, but that Cazorla that time was amazing. So I think it's very hard to compare. He was so good, but Cazorla was great that time in that era. It's a shame he had injuries and setbacks because he was just amazing. Let me just. I have no idea where Mikel got this idea of turning Rice into Gerrard. Just packed Mbappe on FIFA, and yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah, I've obviously gone through your questions now. But yeah, I think it's great to have these conversations about midfield because I think next season it's going to be completely different. I think we could really struggle in midfield. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, Cazorla was magical. I was lucky to see a bit of Cazorla because I started watching Arsenal 2014-15 season, but I think it's really hard. I think Odegaard's a very different type of player. He's an attacking player. He is, and he needs to help us score goals, attacking. He needs to do a lot of that, but yeah, I'll be okay, guys. Two different positions, Odegaard and Santi. Santi was a DM for us. Ozil always played well and next to Cazorla. I love Cazorla. He was amazing. He was one of a kind. I really liked him. I don't think you're going to see a Cazorla type of player anymore. I think he was very rare. I think, yeah. There's no player like Cazorla. Yeah, he was so good. I just think he was such a special person as well. You're not going to see a player like him anymore, unfortunately, but he was very, very good. I did like him. He was one of a kind. But yeah, it's a shame he doesn't play for us anymore. But I think he still plays. But yeah, he was a very, very special player, and it's a shame that I think it's a real shame that it's it ended where it is, because he was so good. I really liked him. We had some great players. And Ballet. But yeah, pick up to chat, obviously. But yeah, big up you guys, obviously. I'll be back tomorrow as well. I'll probably do a preview for the Villarreal game. I know I won't be here to chat about it I might do a little video, but I won't be here to do a watch long. But I will obviously do a video about that. Chatting about it as well, so feel free to join me then tomorrow. I'll answer the rest of your question and I'll round up the show. I didn't expect it to be on over 2 hours, but I've genuinely enjoyed chatting with all of you. Let's give our respect to Japanese royalty. I love Tomiyasu. That's a real shame it didn't work out with him, but as I said, when you come to the league, you just don't know how you're going to do with injuries and all of these things. But it's a real shame that didn't work out, because I genuinely loved him. He was amazing. He was so good. That's a real shame. The streets won't ever forget the 2014-15 thoughts. I loved Tomiyasu, but I think it was the right thing to move him on, to be fair. But he was amazing. He was one of a kind. I really loved watching him. He was so good at what he does, and But like I said, I wish him well. I hope he does really well whatever he goes on to, wherever he goes next. I hope he does really well. But like I said, guys, I'll probably end this in a few minutes. But like I said, I'm happy to read any questions. We didn't have the midfielders not to afford to play right at 8 for a quality sense. That's why I have much respect for. Be able to chat. Like I said, guys, I'll end this in a few minutes. But if you've got any questions, I will send them through. Thank you all as well for sending any questions, and I've really enjoyed chatting with all of you today. I'll be back as well tomorrow, because I'll do a preview for the Arsenal for the Real game, like just talking about who I think will play, etc. But please, guys, obviously like and subscribe here. I really appreciate all of my new subscribers that are here today. I appreciate all of you that are watching. But Havertz in the midfield role to be involved, but it was a flop. Marino didn't do great in midfield, but he was very good in the attack. Would you sell Saka for Isak? I could not sell Saka for Isak. No. I couldn't do that. I love Saka. He's our guy. I couldn't ever sell Saka. I love him. I couldn't ever do that, really. But a good question though. Saka, I couldn't ever sell him for a player like that. I just love Saka. He's our guy. But obviously, big up to you guys. I'm going to end this now, as I've been here for nearly 2 hours. But thank you all for watching my show. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I will obviously put out a little tweet, or on Instagram I'll put something out to let you guys know when I'm about to go live, because I don't know when I'm going live tomorrow. I sometimes just pick a random time. But obviously, thank you all for watching my show today. I've really had an amazing time chatting with all of you. I've generally really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll be doing Q&As once a week, so I'm more than happy to chat with all of you. But thank you all for watching my show today. I really appreciate all of you that have watched today. And hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll be back in my next video. Please do obviously please do subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't already, and I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you'll have a great day, a great evening, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye, guys.